All right, boys. I actually want to start this video off by reading you an excerpt of Schopenhauer on women. And I'm going to approach this video as like, bro, I have a dual mind when it comes to women because I play with I'm able to entertain both possibilities. I guess both extremes, if you will. Like, perhaps a woman is just a reflection of a man, and if you're really good, then she's really good. If you love her, then she loves you. But then there's another side of me that believes that it can't help. It can't help. Um, it can't help but I can't ignore this sneaking like feeling, like sense, intuition of all the experience that I've had with women. If I'm looking at it objectively, if I'm looking at it rationally, objectively, it seems like it's more about power. It's all power. If I'm looking at it objectively. Now, of course, I can get into my mind where I'm like, I just want to, your ideal mind. Oh, I just want to think that things are great. You want to think that what you want things to be and what they actually are can be different. Can be different. What you want things to be and what you believe things to be, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are those things. So I want to read you just this excerpt of some of the stuff that he says, because I mean, this is like, One must say that the fundamental defect of the female character is a lack of a sense of justice. This originates first and foremost in their want of rationality, meaning their lack of rationality, and the lack of capacity for reflection. But it is strengthened by the fact that, as the weaker sex, they are driven to rely not on force, but on cunning. Hence their instinctive subtlety and their ineradicable tendency to tell lies. Dissimulation, meaning concealment of one's thoughts and emotions and feelings, their innermost character. That's what dissimulation means. Dissimulation is thus inborn in her, and consequently to be found in the stupid woman almost as often as in the clever one. A completely truthful woman who does not practice dissimulation is perhaps an impossibility, which is why women see through the dissimulation of others so easily, and it is inadvisable to attempt it with them. Only a male intellect, clouded by the sexual drive, could call the stunted, narrow-shouldered, broad-hipped, and short-legged sex the fair sex. More fittingly than the fair sex, women could be called the unesthetic sex. Neither for music, nor poetry, nor the plastic arts do they possess any real feeling of receptivity. If they affect to do so, it is merely mimicry in service of their effort to please. I mean, bruh. What he says, like, if I'm looking at it, if I'm measuring that up against my own experiences that I've had with women, I mean, I can see how the dude is spot on. Spot on. I get the sense that women are mimics. They're mimics, bro. I swear to you. Like, they do what they need to do to survive. And because they are weaker, because they are delicate, because they are tender, because they are emotional, they use the tools at their disposal. They don't have strength. They can't necessarily outwill you, but they can outsmart you. They can outsmart you. And it's like this cunning ability. They are the cleverest things that exist. Women are the cleverest things that exist. They're insane, bro. They're insane. And they will always, it's like they don't have a real character. Does this make sense? They don't have a character that can stand against all opposing views, and that would stand for the character in themselves regardless of what's going to happen to them or the threats against them. They can't do this strictly for themselves. They do what they need to do. They are, well, I've heard it said before, they're shapeshifters. They will tell one person one thing and tell another person another thing. And the only reason that they might not do that is because it's in their best interest to not do that. And maybe if they got caught or something like that, they think that they're going to get caught. But if they can get away with it, then they will. If it's serving their best interest, then they will do it. And it's like things like loyalty, things like honor and devotion and real love. I have to entertain. If I'm being honest, I always have to entertain, always, that women are not capable of these things. And yet I'm not identifying with that. Do you see? You see that I'm not identifying with that. I'm not saying that that's for sure. I'm not saying that that's a certainty. However, I always have to hold that in my mind. I have to. I have to hold that. Because if I let that go, I feel like you can just get absolutely annihilated out there. Like women will eat you alive. Because, I've seen what women can do, man. I've seen what they can do. So I have to hold that. I constantly have to hold that. The fact that it's possible that they cannot love a man. They only love, they say that they love, but they're only loving a man because of he's the best option for them. He's the best, whatever they can get going for themselves, he's the best currently. But if somehow it changed and they could get something better, if the circumstances changed and he was no longer the best option, or this situation currently no longer served her, or she changed her mind, it's like, then they'll completely off, gone. Next thing. Like, imagine a person who's just, it's crazy to say, but it's almost like you have to see women as, they're just psychopaths, right? They'll say what they need to say. They'll say what they need to say to get what they want, and to mimic and to mirror you. They want to mirror you. They want to mimic you. Whatever they think that you want, they're going to do that. Whatever they think that you want, they're going to mimic and mirror until they can get what they want. And then, once they get what they want, and once they have some sort of power over you, then, they're just going to exert that power. And they will show no mercy. They seemingly show no mercy. And it's like, the one thing that I can't shake about women, I swear, bro, like anytime that I'm interacting with women out there in the real world lately, retaining your seed, retaining your masculine energy, man, what I've really felt over like the last 6 months, more than that, like the last 2 years, even before I started seeing retention, I was starting to really catch on to it. But it's like, anytime I interact with a woman, any woman, bro, any woman, I swear to God, all of them, it's like I get this sense that they're full of shit. Like, you're full of shit. I know it. I know that, like, the interaction that I'm having with you is not like there's like you're looking at this in a way where it seems like they're trying to fool me. They're trying to assess, they're trying to analyze, they're trying to, it's like initial scanning. Like, but they put on the initial front, smile, bat the eyelashes, try to be respectful. So, I mean, some women don't try at all. And it's usually because they're like ugly or they're fat or they're just like dominant. They're just gross. And like, they know that they can't do that. That's not a tool at their disposal, right? That's not a tool that they have. So they're just not going to do that. But other women that look, just at all good, it's like they'll put on this show immediately, and it's like I can feel it now. I can feel how fake it is. I swear to God, it's not real. None of it is real, bro. None of it is real. None of it. I was at my serving job the other night, and I was serving, and I went to this chick, and she was alone. And she was like, bro, the pinnacle, she was attractive, very attractive, but the pinnacle of red flags. She had like some goth like looks to her, like makeup done. I swear she was wearing like black contacts or like something close to it. She was tatted all up, pale, fair skin, very beautiful, but like tatted all up, long nails. And she's just like, she turns to me and she's just she touched me multiple times, bro. Multiple times she touched me. She's like touching me, and she's like, thank you. And she's like, so nice to me, bro. So nice to me. And just like trying to make, trying to extend the conversation a little bit, asking superfluous questions, trying to extend the interaction a little longer with like little things. And then like touching me on the shoulder, thank you, and just all this stuff, right? But what she started to see over the course of the night, because I had to go to her multiple times, what she started to see over the course of the night is that I never broke who I was from the very jump. And from the very jump, I am just cold. I'm cold, bro. I'm cold. I can't be any other way anymore. I can't. I swear to God, I'm cold. Because I have to look at them objectively. You have to. Like, you have to look at women objectively, bro. You have to. And I'm looking at her, and I'm not smiling. I'm not like flirting back with her. I'm just like, okay, you want that? Okay. And just asking like very logical questions. Okay. Any type of thing that she's trying to engage with me to make like a little joke or whatever, I'm just like nodding. I'm not laughing. I'm not engaging with her in any way. Right. When she touches me on the shoulder, it's just, and then I leave, and like, I'm not, bro. Towards the end of the night, that whole thing that she was doing at the beginning, done, bro. She's no longer doing that. She was no longer doing that. She asked for the check and stuff, and I actually forgot to give it to her. And then she like had to tell somebody else. And then another staff member came to me and reminded me. I had to go give it to her. And then she was just like, it's almost like she was a completely different person, bro. Completely different person. She was just like, okay, thank you. And like, and then like signing it, and then just gave me have a good night. And like, she was just like, it's like she was just, now she was cold, And it's like, she was red flags all over the place. I'm sure she's been cleaned out. Oh, I'm sure she's been cleaned out just immensely, bro. Immensely, bro. So I wouldn't touch that. I wouldn't touch that at all. But like, it's just, it immediately is just off. And I was like, yeah, I see this all the time now. They put up the show, and then, when they see that it doesn't get to you, when they see that you're just like logical, just looking through them, just like, they see that you see that it's all a show. And then their show ends because they're just like, okay, well, there's no point. There's just no point, right? Dude, I swear to God. And then all the things that they say, bro, all the things that they say are like constant, like little, they're like little tests and stuff. And they're constantly saying like superfluous stuff. They're constantly they be asking questions, bro, that are just ridiculous. I've said it in like previous videos, but like they'll ask questions about like food and menu items, and they're just asking questions. They just want me to like, oh, what's good here? Oh, and is it really spicy? They're asking like subjective questions. That's what they love to ask. They love to ask men subjective questions. It's like they want to see how you respond. They want to see what kind of mind that you have. Like, is he going to be one who's like, oh, is he uncertain? Oh, I don't know. Or, oh, yeah. And then you kind of go off on a tangent or whatever. And you maybe like you bore her and you show that like you don't have certainty. It's like all of them like to ask crazy, complicated questions to see like how you can steer through the bullshit that they just gave you. How you can just literally cut through the bullshit like a knife and just give them like just boring certainty. Just like they give you some complicated, complex question that's meant to fuck with you. It's all subjective. It's all like relative. It's meant to just, it fucks with your logical, rational mind. Like your logic, you know how we're all, men are logical and we think logically, and we understand objective from subjective. If something is an objective question, whether it's it's a subjective question, like they be asking all these subjective, mercurial, whimsical like shit. And they're trying to see, like, they're just trying to fuck with you, bro. And then they like test, they do little tests and like little jabs and like, there's so much bait. There's just so much bait in everything that they say, bro. Everything that they say, there's so much bait. And they're constantly, if you pay attention subtly, they're constantly trying to insert like ideas into your mind, like suggestive. And then they're trying to take power like slowly. It's like a slow from the jump. It's like they're trying, if they see that they can't actually tell you what to do, then they try to suggest it very nicely. Yeah, suggest it very nicely. Oh, maybe you could do this, or maybe you could do that. And then like if they see that they're starting to affect your mind, then it gets more blatant. It's no longer a suggestion. Then it's like, we should do that, or let's do this, or you see what I mean? It's very slow. They start slow. They start at the bottom. They start at the bottom, bro. They start at the bottom. Just being very nice, being very submissive, very doing what they need to do, right? Going back to what Schopenhauer was saying, doing what they need to do to please, to stay alive, right? They're constantly playing the game, constantly clever, constantly cunning, constant, bro, constant. Exhausting. It must be exhausting to be a woman, bro. And it's like, holy shit. Like when you see all the shit that they're doing, bro, it's like, and they start to see you in a way that's different from other men. Other men, like, bro, I swear, other men are like in these relationships with these women, and they think it's like some sort of flex. I'm single, I have no girlfriend, haven't for a long time. And like dudes be like having hot ass chicks and like, they have girlfriends and shit and all this stuff. And it's like sometimes I think that they think that it's like a flex or something. When I look at the woman that they're with, I'm like, bro, I would never be with that woman, bro. Your woman that you're with, the woman that you're married to, that you have kids with, she's abhorrent, bro. And I'm not saying like she looks bad. I'm saying in her mind, bro, She is completely masculine. Like, she's completely in power of this whole thing. I would never be with that woman, bro. So, like, you're tripping if you think I'd, like you think I care. Like, these dudes out here are the ones that, it's crazy because it's like, it's almost like the only dudes that are in relationships nowadays are like more feminine dudes that are willing to be with masculine women, at least in the United States, at least in America, because all these women are masculine and just power hungry as hell. They're just feminized brains, brainwashed. You know, you can't, there's nothing feminine about them except for the way that they look, you know? But their minds are just masculinized. And it's almost like these dudes are like the only ones that are with these chicks are just like, they're feminine and they're willing to, like, they don't see what, and not only are they feminine, but they don't see what's going on. It's like they don't see women for who they really are. It's like the only dudes that are with women nowadays are the ones who don't see women for who they really are. Dude, I swear to God, bro. At least in the United States. Other countries, it's possible that feminine women still exist. Like actual feminine women. Like women who are just like in their feminine. And they just want to be women. They don't want to be men. But like, dude, I swear to God, bro. I have to keep it. I'm not saying, you know, I'm making this video and like, I am still a guy who like wants to believe in the best of women. Like, trust me. I want to believe that women are good and that there are good women and there's a good one out there for me. You know, I would love to believe that a woman can actually like love me, you know, like actually love me despite what I'm doing. Like, I guess like despite what I'm doing for her or who I am or what I have or my material possessions or something like that. If she just loves me for the inner me. But dude, I swear to God, I always hold in my mind, and it's very much prominent, that that desire is just stupid. It's naive. It'll never happen. You're you're just childish for even thinking that. Women are always about themselves. They're about power. And they will be in a relationship with you as long as it serves them. We have to entertain the possibility that women are, in a certain sense, evil. They might be. You always have to entertain it, right? You always have to entertain it. You have to be able to hold these things in your mind and yet not identify with them. Not say, okay, this is how it is for sure. Because, you know, there are women out there that at least seem, on the surface, on the appearance, everything that they do, all their actions, it seems like they are good. They are feminine, right? But, yeah, bro. I don't know. We just, you always have to like, you know, what's going on? What's going on here? You know? Just always hold both. It's okay to be a dreamer and have your ideal and have hopes, but don't get your hopes up too much, my friend. Always stay level-headed and always consider the possibility that you're wrong on both sides. Consider the fact that you're wrong about women being just basically power-hungry psychopaths to the core, just cold to the core, who are just always out for themselves. And you're wrong about them being good. You know, that they're being a good one out there. You know, you just always have to be able to hold these things in your mind and but yet not latch onto them and be like, yeah, this is for sure, bro. This is for sure. But it's good to entertain these things. It's good to think about these things. It's good to consider these things. I feel like as a man, you have to consider all the possibilities, no? You have to consider all the possibilities, especially if you know, we're talking about creatures that you want to spend the rest of your life with and sleep next to every single night and have kids with and build a family with and tie your finances up with them. Like, bro, you have to consider who that person is. That perhaps there might be extreme differences beyond surface level between the sexes, and that are inborn, that are ingrained, that can't be, that are conditioned, that are programmed, that can't be just, wished away with wishful thinking, no matter what you want women to be, no matter what this ideal is you have in your mind of like, oh, where, I'm just going to find true love. There's good women out there. You always have to entertain the possibility that perhaps there's not. Perhaps this is a very vicious game that we're part of. Perhaps this is very vicious. And it's like only the most vicious, get what they want or something. I don't know. But anyway, that's it. That's the video.